Okay, let's go.
Many people spend their lives on a financial treadmill. They earn money to survive the month or project status, locking themselves into debt and anxiety. Over 2,000 years ago, the Indian scholar and kingmaker Chanakya authored the Arthashastra, a manual on statecraft. He approached economics with a lens focused on long-term stability rather than short-term consumption. In Chanakya's view, a treasury allows a state to protect its borders and an individual to maintain their independence. Wealth provides the leverage to make choices without the permission of creditors. Escaping the modern financial trap requires a shift in perspective. You have to stop managing your income like a consumer trying to stretch a paycheck and start managing it with the calculated strategy used to build an empire. Building lasting wealth is a deliberate act of personal statecraft. Executing it requires following a specific three-phase blueprint. Phase 1 is defense. Chanakya described debt as a poison fire. It ruins your sleep and limits your ability to make independent decisions long before it drains your bank account. We must separate our liabilities. Unproductive debt for luxury goods drags you down with compounding interest. Productive debt for business or education increases earning capacity. But to be productive, your returns must exceed the loan's interest rate. Otherwise, it becomes a net loss. You have to identify your internal enemies. Impulse spending and unresearched investments drain resources as effectively as any market crash. Your strongest allies are financial literacy and disciplined savings. No empire can expand if its treasury is constantly leaking from the inside through unchecked debt and impulsive habits. Once the leaks are plugged, we enter Phase 2, expansion. Chanakya taught that money behaves like a river. If it stops moving and becomes stagnant, it loses its value. His 4-part rule directs flow into 4 channels: 50% to daily operations, 25% straight into a protected treasury for crises, 15% into growth, investing in assets that feed revenue back into the river. The final 10% flows outward for charity and community stability. To maximize this expansion, you have to leverage time. Kings build systems that generate revenue regardless of their direct activity, rather than trading their hours for a fixed sum of gold. This specific division turns wealth into a system that expands your reach automatically. Phase 3 is legacy. A fortune built through deception is volatile. It disappears as soon as the market shifts or the law intervenes. A pristine reputation and trust are high-yield economic assets. Operating ethically is what attracts the partners and elite opportunities required for long-term growth. Chanakya framed charity as a strategic financial mechanism to purify wealth. By allocating 10% to the community, you ensure the stability of the environment your wealth exists within. This practice trains the mind to operate from a position of surplus rather than fear. Integrity and generosity form the widest defensive moats around your treasury, helping your financial empire survive for generations. When wealth increases, a new threat emerges: arrogance. Ego convinces you that you have nothing left to learn, leaving your assets vulnerable to a changing economy. Chanakya defined financial freedom as the moment your survival no longer depends on the whims of an employer or a market. You achieve sovereignty when you dictate the flow of your capital, instead of letting your impulses dictate your actions. Identify one internal financial enemy today, a recurring impulse purchase or a high-interest debt, and create a plan to eliminate it. The coins and the ledgers are merely the tools of statecraft. The goal is stepping out of the rat race